All right, everybody, welcome back to the American Dota League. It is season number 2, week 3, game 2 of the first series of the evening. CNB Esports Club versus Shadows of the Past. We just witnessed Shadows of the Past just absolutely demolish CNB with a pretty fast pushing strategy, including Lycan, a Pugna, and a whole lot of Necro units, guys. So it is game number 2 here in a 2-game series. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Once again, my name is Mott. Joining me tonight is the great Cobble Guy. How are you doing, sir?
Doing great, Mott. I'm excited. First matchup, pretty standard stuff. Heavy push into Naga. They got the job done. Shadows of the Past, very nice. They ban out the Lycan first here. I'm so curious about how this is going to start now because obviously we got two big factors in this one. Things get a little more spicy. We're on the Brazilian surfer here, so now Shadows of the Past are going to be dealing with the ping. CNB are in their true form, I guess you could say, with very low latency. But Shadows of the Past do have first pick, so they're weighing out. Let's see if they try to bait out and maybe grab up an Emperor Spear for themselves.
Yeah, we'll see what the picks go for here because honestly, in that last game, it was very interesting what was picked first, obviously, with the Naga and the Lycan, which we talked about a bit. Well, like you mentioned, this is going to be the Brazilian server, which is, I mean, we've seen CNB stomp on American servers, on US East, and even potentially US West, and they honestly have done fine there. They're a very strong team. Now that they have this going their way, this is going to be maybe even more difficult for Shadows of the Past. So we'll see potentially how this plays out. As Shadows of the Past, they made it known they weren't very happy with the fact that this is going to be on a Brazilian server, but things do happen. Tournament admins make decisions all the time, and this is not the first tournament to use Brazilian servers either. It's been used in StarLadder, it's been used in JDL a lot, I know, from experience in casting there as well. So Shadows of the Past will make it known that they aren't happy, but as it stands right now, they did get that last victory, which puts them up to 6-3. They win this one, they'll 2-0 CNB, and CNB not going to be in the best position. CNB, they're already at 1-2 right now. Shadows of the Past, like you talked about, picking up the Ember Spirit, no surprise there. And a good start, I think, for them. But there are ways to deal with them, like we talked about in the last game.
Yeah, nothing real surprising. They baited it out a bit, and CNB had the choice either ban out the Ember Spirit or the Naga. They'd rather go against the Ember Spirit. Maybe feel like they have a more confident kind of lineup they can do to kind of shut down this Ember Spirit. As great as a hero as he is, he definitely has, a bit of problems here and there. His mana pool is pretty terrible, so his mana use is pretty bad, and he can be a bit squishy. So he's one of those heroes that definitely thrives on getting a strong defensive support. Dazzle was going to be one of the top picks, I was going to say immediately, but CNB grab up the powerful mid lane invoker, the Dazzle, and now Shadows of the Past. We'll see if they move on and just go with a PPD tree, Shadow Demon, or some other defensive support.
Yeah, we'll see. They've got a lot of options here. Obviously, they would like the Dazzle first and foremost, just to keep that Ember Spirit alive, who's a bit squishy early on. Invoker Ember, I think Ember maybe has a better matchup with Sleight of Fist and Searing Chains do a lot of work. And you can even go Flame Guard if you really want to against the Invoker. Invoker should be fine, though. He has Quas to regen up with, and I mean, he's going to build Quas whether or not he goes Quas Switch or Quas Exhort. So he should be okay. He can get ganked and Searing Chains with that ability. You really only need one other hero to come in and just gank that Invoker down real quick. It's not that difficult to kill him with another hero. So we'll see. It comes down to the supports. And like you mentioned, I mean, a Shadow Demon would be fine here with the Disruption and Soul Catcher. Could kill the Invoker pretty easily, but that also sets up for Sunstrikes, which is something that maybe a Quas Exort Invoker will go. And they pick up the pretty standard offlane Centaur Warrunner right now. This gives them a lot of initiation. The Stampede with your Fire Remnant is such a good ability. Two really good interactions that work well together, and I think these two heroes are very strong, and they're kind of almost the face of 6.80 just with kind of what they accomplish in games. So I think a good start to their draft. No supports coming just yet, but Shadows of the Past, they have the foundation to kind of take this game, but so does CNB.
Shadows of the Past, without a doubt, probably had in mind grabbing up the Centaur Warrunner for themselves. The earlier ban on Ancient Apparition and just seeing the Dazzle picked up would let Centaur feel more confident in that offlane. He's not going to be dealing with too much aggression unless Dazzle decides to go with some sort of hefty poison touch build and just try to zone out the Centaur. But that's no easy task. So nice, confident offlane pickup here. I've been curious whether or not their picks might vary depending upon who they can really take more or less advantage of with a high ping. So regardless, Ember Spirit's not really one of those heroes that deals good with a lot of ping. So we'll see if it works out or not.
Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Hello?
Dire team pick.
Hello?
I am Shadow Shaman.
Back to working, it looks like maybe?
Radiant
No.
team
Hello.
Hello!
Oh.
Ron, I can hear you.
It was my microphone again. What a surprise.
Sorry, dude.
It's,
Wow.
I thought it was something on your end or the internet dropping or something, but
I got scared. I was like talking and it got real quiet, and I was like, "Oh, what is going on?" But it's okay. It feels like we're back. I feel safe once more.
I think everyone was a little scared there, but we learned something about ourselves today. We
remaining.
can just use that for later. Just a little bit of introspection.
5
In all
seconds
seriousness, it was my
remaining.
microphone dying again because that happens a lot apparently for whatever reason. So
Reserve time.
unfortunate, but it's fine. Didn't really lose much here, obviously. Talking a bit
Dire
about
team
kind of just CNB and Shadows of the Past, what they have to deal with, obviously. But now Shadow Shaman coming through for CNB and Sand King going for Shadows of the Past. So CNB going for more pushing kind of oriented thing. They could go for Quas Exhort and have those Forge Spirits and then Necrobook coming out. And then Shadows of the Past fight to go through. So good pickups on both sides for sure.
Radiant
Yep, I
team
definitely like this Shadow Shaman grab up, especially on the Dire side. Just works so nicely. Heavy pushing flavor there, and obviously you can get quick picks off with the Roche. Now for their off lane, they're going to go with the Clockwork, which, you know, I'm a big fan of the Clockwork, especially on the Dire side as well. I mean, he always can fall back on the Cog block and get the creep wave equilibrium into in his favor. I hate when I have to say that word. I sound like a drunkie. Equilibrium. There we go.
Yeah, it's
You
tough
know,
actually.
it's not
10
fun on the tongue.
seconds remaining.
There's a lot of words that I mess up just casually that really shouldn't be messed up at
5
all. Like I'll
seconds
just be saying
remaining.
words and it's just like you say a word that you say in everyday conversation. You're like, why did that sound like
Reserve time.
ridiculous? That I don't know why that made that noise, but
That autism.
yeah, it is. It's the autism coming into effect, ladies and gentlemen. I like both drafts honestly. I can't really give a favorite just yet. I feel like Shadows of the Past have every time we see a Sand King, I feel like it's a bit more greedy, but honestly, it works for the most part. Unless they can shut him down in his jungle if he's going to be there in that safe lane, which, in all honesty, we might see an aggro tri-lane come out from Shadows of the Past. Could happen, but the one thing I like is that they have no set lanes just yet for Shadows of the Past. They have the Ember Spirit, which can go either in that safe lane or in the
10
mid lane.
seconds remaining.
You've got a Sand King, you've got a Gyro now, and this is a bit more defined here.
Dire
And with
team
this,
back.
you have call down, you've got ways to fight, and I think this is a smart pickup as well. Flat Cannon's really good. I think it works against the Serpent Wards, I'm pretty sure. It's one of the few things that does, so I like that.
Just don't get to see this guy anymore. Wow, Gyrocopter, huh?
Radiant
I like it.
team
I love Gyrocopter. I felt like he fell off by the wayside for a while right there. A lot of people just valued a lot of other cores instead, but this works great. They got a lot of team fight potential. Maybe they feel more confident with hefty ping on using someone like the Gyrocopter. I mean, there could be a bunch of variables there, but I like it overall. And they do need to get some sort of very selfless support, though.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they could be an extra aggressive support and just really take it to Invoker. So I don't know, man. I mean, Rubik's kind of standing out to me, but I don't know. They definitely need someone who's going to be the ward bitch.
Rubik's good because it's against the Clockwork, and you could steal a lot here that would be really, really
10
nice to have. And
seconds remaining.
I wouldn't mind seeing that. I mean, the thing is, he's okay. I mean, with
5
like the lanes
seconds
they've got, I think
remaining.
it works fine. I mean, early on is really where his kind of downfall lies. Telekinesis and
Reserve
Feybolt are good, but the thing is, he's kind of squishy. He sort of fills the role of a Crystal Maiden to a certain extent, but he's a bit more of a playmaker
Radiant
later on down the
team
line.
pick.
CNB, for their safe lane farmer, it's going to be the Spectre, and this is a hero that, with a bit of farm, can do some disgusting amount of damage. And plus Haunt, they have this kind of global strategy that really they can fight wherever. With a Clockwork hooking in from halfway across the map and Invoker with Sunstrike, they have kind of presence all over the area, which is something that I really love to see. So Shadows of the Past, they're going to have to deal with that. There's not going to be one set team fight that is going to potentially kind of just kind of clump up where you could get a Burrow Strike and a Call Down and an Epicenter and a Stomp and what have you. And if that does happen, then CNB are playing this wrong. So we'll see. Shadows of the Past, they have this last pick. It's going to be that support like you talked about. Rubik, I'll say it. Yeah, I agree with you. No, wow. Okay.
Wow, someone on the NA scene playing a Wisp. Just don't get to see this very often. That and the Gyrocopter. That's a bit of a throwback right there, but
yeah.
I like it. It's a spicy combo. We'll see if they can make it work, and let's see if the Brazilian server will be way too much for Shadows of the Past to handle, or maybe they can pull it out with the power of the Ember Spirit. We'll have to see.
CNB are saying right now, yeah, see how you guys like it. You play on US East all the time. You guys should be doing just fine, right? And yeah, we'll see. So they're kind of laughing a bit about this game probably. But
pressure's also on them. They
Yeah.
need to do good. This
Yeah.
is finally their time to shine in their server. So if they do a lackluster performance, maybe they should just put up with US East.
Yeah, I agree. I think that, I mean, they have to win this game, not only just to keep pace of the standings, but also just to kind of show that they've essentially got they've got what they need to win here, and they have maybe a good lineup as well. And well, we'll see how it goes for CNB. We'll see how it goes for Shadows of the Past. We are going to jump into the game right now, and it's a bit of a pause here coming out. Once again, obviously, shout out to the sponsor, Steel Series. Make sure you guys check out AmericanDotaLeague.com as well. For High Ground TV, for myself, as well as everyone else here, including Cattle Guy and What Is Hip, we'll have a lot of stuff coming up. We already, I believe, announced that we're going to be casting with the Dota 2 Canada Cup, which should be a lot of fun. Tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning, our first ever broadcast on our High Ground TV Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/highgroundtv, will be Talent, a Chinese team, going up against either Newbie, VG, or IG. So that should be a good best-of-3 series, and obviously it'll be a lot of fun. 8 in the morning Eastern, so for a lot of you, you'll either be at work or still in bed, or at college or what have you, but we'll see, obviously. I'll be looking forward to casting that one, obviously. Make sure you guys go ahead and follow that channel when you get a second, twitch.tv/highgroundtv. There's a lot of TVs in there, but... Well, we're going to unpause real quick. We're going to get into the game here as we've got the draft done. The picks are now ready, and the lanes are going to be good to go here in just a second. So for Shadows of the Past, is Joik going to be up on that IO? We'll see Nayrok joining him as of right now here on the Centaur Roadrunner, playing that Ember Spirit mid. It's going to be Chicken MC once again. The Gyrocopter this time looks like he'll be played by Risk, and down bottom with him as well, it is going to be that Sand King joining him. That's going to be Last Hit Magic. The numbers are together this time. The stars are aligning for Shadows of the Past.
Yep, and for CMB, formerly known as Swag and Tiger, the Brazilian squad now on their home turf here with an early smoke, getting pretty aggressive in the jungle. Leading out the front looks like a stand-in 1-2-3 Quattro. Right behind them, we got Tavo on the Invoker. We also got Mr. 4DR playing your Carry Core Spectre. Roughly nearby, let's see, where is this man? Shadow Shaman. He's going to be played by, what is this? Oh, it's having a hard time reading this one. Bafuga? Bahugin?
Dagen High, I usually say.
Dagen,
I'm
very
sure
nice.
it's wrong, but...
Trying my best here. And then Ned on the Dazzle.
I'm just going to get a bit of flame out of the way right now because this is pissing me off. Listen, I understand that you don't want to play on this kind of server, but this is what the Brazilians have to deal with on a daily basis. So if you're going to keep complaining about it and you want to blame me, that's fine. But tournament organizers make decisions. Stop fucking complaining about it, Shadows of the Past. It's seriously like getting on my nerve. I understand that like you're really upset that you're playing with this amount of ping, but it's actually like equal to what the Brazilians have to deal with on a daily basis. So please fucking stop. Please fucking stop complaining. And I will all chat if I fucking have to. I apologize for the rude language. I apologize for getting upset, but it's not acceptable for one team to behave like this and another team to just kind of have to sit and take it because they're sponsored or because they're Brazilian or what have you. So,
damn, God, going off the handle right there. He's feeling it right now. But I agree. I don't know if they're just trying to throw out some extra pauses just because it's something that the Brazilian South Americans have to, but might as well just play it out. I mean, they're sitting pretty strong, got a lot of wins under the belt, you know, nothing too much to worry about. I'd say just make the best of it and play the game.
Very frustrating. I apologize for getting heated there. Thank you, 40R, for throwing the response that I wanted to throw but couldn't. But,
The battle begins.
well, I'm sure that'll go over well. Either way, CNB, they're going to grab a regen root for Ned right now. They're going to actually do this defensive tri lane up top here. No problem there. And that means that they're going to get some experience here on this bottom lane Clockwork. He probably won't get caught out of position too much. They could try to get a kill on him, but with an IO, it's not going to be the best. I mean, it's tether slow, not stun anymore. Sand King with Burrow Strike could be effective in jumping under the cogs. We'll see. I mean, it really comes down to the defensive tri lanes. I think Centaur's a bit tankier. No boots, though, coming out for Nayrok. He wanted the stout shield instead just to stay alive a bit longer, which is fine. And, well, we'll get underway in the game here.
Yep, happy to take punishment. You know, we'll see if he regrets not getting the boots, if he gets caught and locked out. Immediately getting zoned out. The Shadow Shaman just taking it to him, throws out the early Ether Shock and everything. So, yeah, Nayrok just learning his position here in the offlane right now, taking a bit of a beating.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he does have plenty of regen. He'll try to get to Tranquils as quickly as possible. He already has the Ring of Protection, so he's just hoping that he can get at least some CS. And if not CS, just get gold until, he can buy those boots, those Tranquil boots as quickly as possible. He'll have to back off. He's getting zoned out very effectively. The Clockwork was able to cog, and that means that he could bring the creep wave back towards his tower. And yes, you could pull for last hit magic here, but still, I mean, Clockwork's getting more, obviously, than Nayrok is, so already it's definitely going the way of CNB in terms of laning right now, but still very early.
Yep, and as the story goes in the mid lane, Invoker, Tavo, doing a nice job with his own CS. 8-4 when matched up to Ember Spirit's 2-0. You know, I don't know if that's him feeling the ping and not getting used to his luxurious low latency, or if he's just really struggling right now against this Invoker.
Yeah, I think a lot. I mean, when it comes to last sitting in the mid lane, a lot of it is to do with ping. But Tavo is playing the Invoker with Exort, obviously, and he also has an ult talisman, so that means his base damage is actually pretty high, and it's tough for Chicken MC to deal with that. He's actually going for Flame Guard. He's taking a lot of damage. He's going to get Cold Snap, the Sunstrike as well. Chicken MC about to go down potentially. That Cold Snap doing a lot of work, bottling up. One more right click will do the job. Tavo getting it. Nice play coming out for the Invoker in that middle lane.
They're going aggressive on bottom as well. Clockwork getting a lot of punishment here, getting zoned out all the way through the jungle. 1, 2, 3, Quattro. Ooh, eat some spirits. But now we'll continue on. They won't be able to catch up after this one. But man, that's some serious zone out coming here. But they couldn't quite pull it off.
Yeah, and actually that clarity also getting canceled by the flare. Top lane, they're surrounding Nayrok. He gets Poison Touch. They're going to use the Shackles as well. 40R taking a stomp. They're under the tower right now. This is very aggressive. Nayrok going to go down. 40R to the tower potentially. Looks like he will. The salve! The salve saves his life. He'll eat his way to freedom potentially. 40R with the right play at the right time. He'll TP up. He's looking for a stomp. He's looking for anything right now, but a bit too late there as 40R will escape, luckily.
Yep. Prop to them so far. Invoker still doing work here in the mid lane. He is going to go with the Quas Exort, so that's just now the new craze. For a while, it was all about the Quas Wex, but now we're back to our aggressive self. Nice little Sunstrike on the creep that was already dead, I would believe. So it was fantastic by Tavo.
He's just flexing his muscles like, listen, you can have this Sunstrike, man. It's all you, but I'd rather use it on creep, so it's fine. But, I mean, listen, CNB, they've made some nice plays early on here, and you at least have Joik and obviously Last Hit Magic getting some experience, but Quattro, he's getting experience as well. Flat Cannon's going. Risk is getting some decent CS. He's sitting at 17. He's got more than the Spectre, but Spectre also has a kill going his way. Actually, an assist, so not even a kill, unfortunately, but Nayrok is getting shoved out of this lane. He's sitting at level 3 right now. In terms of experience, it's actually rather even. I'm surprised. Nayrok's backing off now. He's got to just keep trying to block this creep wave, and it's, I guess even with the 2 kills for CNB, it's still really not that bad for Shadows of the Past. The one issue is this Ember Spirit's getting shut down mid pretty hard.
I'm surprised that I would have hoped that Spectre would have a lot more farm for herself at this point, but you know, it's a little lackluster for her. Apparently she's been eating a lot of punishment in the lane, but for now she's just got to try to get that farm. We'll see if she goes the early Radiance, but mid lane Invoker balls deep will end up falling, but happy to trade, getting the XP for himself.
Yeah,
but they trade 1 for 1 in the mid.
Yeah, that's a good trade for the Invoker. The experience is obviously better, but at least the Ember Spirit gets something out of it. I mean, he did go down, but he still gets the kill nonetheless. Nayrok stomping, actually missing. Ping issues showing themselves here. Now going to get Poison Touch. He is in some trouble. Shackles are up. The right click as well. Nayrok is just going to double edge, try to get what he can out of this, but it's not much as he goes down once again. So,
well, fortunately missed the stomp. Was a little too greedy, trying to go in the side shop and pick up an item for himself. I guess if he did get it though, he did technically buy out, but enough with the TP, I guess, to get back to the lane. But he's still having a very, very rough off lane.
And actually, last at Magic going down to a neutral. I think he bought maybe before he died. I'm not sure what happened there.
Probably just a quick trip to the fountain.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's fine either way. He only had like 50 gold in his inventory, so he didn't lose much if he died at all. So Searing Chains are going to go. Meanwhile, there's going to be the Cold Snap. Chicken MC very low. The Sleight of Fist invulnerable. The Sunstrike doing some damage, but split between the two. Tavo's going to get a double kill. Oh boy, that is not what you want to have happen for Shadows of the Past.
Tavo's like, yes, on the Brazilian server, I have reached my final form, and just going to town on the Invoker. Very nice.
Yeah, they're actually killing Risk as well. It was a little too far, and the Shackle went Quattro. Battery Assault, call down getting used, but they'll just run away from that real quick. Shadows of the Past, well, I'm sure they're just laughing about this one. There's not much they can do. They're already down 3,000 gold here, 3,000 experience, and as it stands, the Spectre's farming okay, but really the issues are mid and bottom are kind of not necessarily a disaster, but they're certainly not going well.
I would really be curious to see one of these, like, when's the last time, maybe, I don't know, and I'm just being arrogant, we're like seeing a real Brazilian team play at one of these big lands, just to see them play at their true, potential.
Yeah.
Because they're putting on a pretty good show right here.
I think Revenge played at a LAN, I believe. I want to say it was like EMS, but like I'm probably wrong. I don't know. I think one of these teams have at least played at a LAN. I'm not sure where, but they have an opportunity. They have a lot of opportunities coming up to get to a LAN here, obviously, but they'll have to beat some of the bigger North American teams coming out. Narok's going to disconnect. We'll see probably a pause here, and they were actually roaming to kill him again. Ned's looking for a Poison Touch. He actually hasn't gotten Grave yet, and a lane that he really doesn't need it, so 2 points to Poison Touch. You'll generally max Poison Touch first, as it does the most damage, and it has that stun as well. Shallow Grave is really nice to have, but you only need 1 point, and then you can go for the Shadow Wave. You even see a lot of the time people just foregoing the Weave altogether, even though it's really nice to have that kind of armor, but you maybe prefer to have the Shadow Wave instead in some instances. But Narok getting back into the game. Fortier is going to try to chase him down with that phase. They might even use Shackles here. The Hex is going to fly. They'll be under the tower when they're trying to get this kill. Will they dive for it? It looks like they will, but this Shadow Shaman has got to back off. Dazzle gets the kill with the last right click. That's Ned picking it up. He'll pick up the Shallow Grave point as well. And Invoker going down mid. But down bottom.
Clockwork finds Sand King. It's just not getting easy anywhere. Battery Assault can't quite trigger on him, unfortunately, and will pull back, but this is a real rough early game for Shadows of the Past. I mean, I don't know if it's just them really suffering from the ping, just being out of their element or what have you, but they might find a pick off here. They're going in, classic stun, call down, and yep, that was an easy pick off.
Okay. They'll get some farm for the Gyrocopter. That's something to get him back into this one, obviously. And they killed the Invoker mid, too, so the real issue is the Spectre and how farmed is she going to be in the next couple of minutes here, and we'll see. Meanwhile, Shiget MC getting caught out again. He pops the Flame Guard, but he's shackled up. The Sunstrike not even being used. Tavo just right-clicking him down with Cold Snap and the help of his Forge Spirits, and at this point he's got 2 of them now too, so the pushing can begin soon. It can commence. The Serpent Wards are ready, but there's no mana for him. He might just wait to buy his Arcanes altogether, so Shadows of the Past, they're still down pretty far here in this one.
Radiant's middle tower
Already near
is under
4K
attack.
net worth for this Invoker. Midas has obviously been complete already. 800 in the bank, ready to go. It's just getting very scary right now. This Invoker is going to be able to go out of control, help the spirits, putting aggression on the tower. Now Ember's back, throws out an early Remnant for defensive purposes. Oh, Sand King thinks about going in, but they can't quite commit to anything just yet, and we'll see what happens. Joik still level 4. We need to see this Whips get to level 6, and finally we can see them use the power to relocate. So maybe they can get the momentum moving in for themselves. But top lane, Dazzle, they're going to cut off Narok here. Narok's been having a bit of trouble in this off lane, and it continues. Gets the stun off, but it shouldn't matter. Nicely timed Poison Touch. Can't even get the double edge off. Narok taken down, and wow, 3-11 now for CNB.
That's just... Narok needs to stop dying. It's really unfortunate because he really can't get anything done. He's got the second least net worth in the game right now. And Chicken MC is getting cold snapped. He's taking a bit of damage. There's the Flame Guard going as well. Super Wards are up. There's the Sunstrike coming in. Almost enough damage. The Flame Guard saving his life. He will now bottle up as well. Burrow Strike coming in. Tavo a bit too far in, but here comes Quattro. There's the Battery Assault. The Dust is up as well. The Double Edge now finally being used. There's the Haunt coming through. Chicken MC getting low. Now Tavo Ghost walked away with that 1 point in Wex. Joik's going to fall as well. 4 dead all over the map. And that's going to be a tower gone as well. 15-3. That has got to be a 2 or at least a 3,000 gold swing in the favor of CNB.
Dire's
That's
bottom
insane.
tower is
Yeah.
under attack.
Very nice for them. And a lingering Gyrocopter tries to gill up his own farm, but he's got boots and a magic stick. Is there something on the where is his gold? Where is his farm?
He's got
Am I
2,000
missing
gold in the
something?
bank.
Oh, there it is. I was accidentally clicked on something else. When I looked at the gyrocopter, it was like belt and a magic stick. I'm like, what the hell's been happening over here? But nope, he does have that mythical hammer. Looking to go to early BKB. Got to get that defense up, and then you can look to build into damage from there.
Yeah, and now he's looking okay, I'd say, honestly. I mean, I think at this point, though, it's really going to be problematic because they have to deal with the farm Spectre, who has almost a relic in 1,000 gold, which is not bad timing considering she went phase first. She's got, obviously, a couple kills, and she hasn't had the best CSing time. Tavo's really been, I think, the main catalyst for a lot of the fights that have went CNB's way, and it's just they can't deal with an Invoker, especially one who's playing as well as Tavo's playing right now. He's got Alacrity up because he's got a point into a Wex, obviously, so now he has a lot more spells to use at his disposal. He'll get Invoke in maybe a couple levels, but for the most part, he'll probably just max Exhort and then go from there. So
this is rough. I mean, this is a very underfarmed Ember Spirit. Gyrocopter's trying to get something, but he's getting that defense first. And Spectre is getting pretty close to a relic here in pretty good time. Really good time.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, CNB are just not backing down, and they really don't need to either. They're in a position where, honestly, they just need to keep their foot on the gas pedal and just keep taking fights, or at least get the Spectre farmed and then go to take fights once she has that Relic and Radiant. So in terms of what you've got for Shadows of the Past, Joik is almost 6, and then maybe some relocate ganks will go their way, but with Haunt and with everything else that CNB have at their disposal, including Sunstrike, it's going to be tough. Luckily, last time Magic's almost had a Blink Dagger, and that's at least something that'll help out a lot. And he's got level 6 as well, now level 7, which means he's got full Burrow, Epicenter as well. That means that he could realistically fight. The problem is Nayrok is very underleveled and very underfarmed. So
that is a Blink Dagger picked up for Invoker.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough. Now he's got a lot of gap closing. He's got Cold Snap. He's got Tornado if he wants it. He could throw up the Sunstrikes as well, but I mean that's global, so it doesn't really matter. Meatball, I think, is going to be the big issue, and Deafening Blast as well. He just wants to get close for that. He's going to TP mid. They realize that they're probably not going to defend top, so they could just kind of take this for free. Nayrok will just kind of try to leech experience or whatever he can get while he's up here, but that tier 1 tower is going to fall. That means Spectre has got the kill on it. His Relic now ready to be bought. So 40R with the perhaps 12-minute Relic. Meanwhile, mid. Tavo getting caught out. Burst Strike went. There's the Alacrity. Sunstrike. Oh, he's going to miss it just barely, but still Tavo's going to fall down. There's the Haunt coming through. The Slighted Fist for Chicken MC cleaning up with Joik getting the kill. That'll promote him to 6. The Gyrocopter used that ultimate. Haunt being wasted as well. So 1 for 1, that definitely favors Shadows of the Past, and they need like 10 more of those at least.
I think just Invoker getting a little overzealous there, just trying to make good use of that Blink right away, but it ended up not working out.
Nayrok,
Top lane,
please.
yep, they're making rotation. Nayrok's so low. I don't know what he's doing here, just immediately gets taken apart.
Yeah, he's not in the zone right now, and we've seen some really strong plays from Nayrok, and
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
he's played great many times this tournament, but a lot of it I think is due to ping this game. And listen, I'm fine. Like I'm fine with like obviously ping issues are going to be a problem, but like the earlier outbursts I had, a lot of it was because they complained about it. You just got to deal with it. You got to try to play it out. And I understand that it's a loss that you don't want to take, but they're in a position where this loss isn't all that bad for them. So we'll see. I know.
Take out your frustration in a nice, well-written and respected email to Valve asking for better server improvement between the Southern and Northern American, games, right?
Seriously,
I guess.
yeah. I mean, that's really. I mean, unless you could somehow get CNB better internet, which is, I think they already have decent internet. It comes down to the servers and just Valve servers in general. So, I mean, there's nothing which we can do about it. But as the game continues on here, I mean, it's still not over. And we said that last game. But for CNB, this time for Shadows of the Past, they still have a lot of opportunities and venues to get back into it, but it's going to take a lot. It's going to take some big team fights going their way. They have some very strong heroes. They have some very strong initiation and really counter initiation as well, but you're doing the smart thing for CNB. They're not really, losing a step here. They're taking Roshan now, and that means that Tavo's going to have an Aegis up now that he's got a Blink Dagger, potentially a Force Staff as well. Maybe that's a Necro instead. I'm not sure. There's a lot of options here for the Invoker, but he'll pick up the Aegis nonetheless, and now he's sitting on level 13 here, which is very, very strong. And now if they decide to fight as 5 for CNB, I don't know if you can really contest it. That's just too much damage to deal with.
Naquil has acquired Tranquils now. He's got Tranquils now, Nayrok. So props to him. Getting it going and underway. It's a start, baby. Joink, we want to see some relocates now as well. Though. We want to see some global presence making something happen, but they got to get down some wards, a little bit extra vision so they can see what kind of pickoffs they can go for. But they seem to be on the back foot as already 1, 2, 3 Quattro hunting his way through the jungle. Rockets to scout out over in the creep camp, but no one will be there. And the rest of Shadows of the Past are going to be lingering behind the tower, it would appear.
And this is where, if there's a bad initiation coming out from Quattro, Shadows of the Past can turn it around with one good team fight going their way in a couple of TP rotations. So they've got to be ready. They've got to be ready to pull the trigger. And yes, that means that they might give up a tower, but they're already rotating over. And this is, I think, the right choice. Beginner's going to throw up the Serpent Warriors. They're going to throw up the Stampede as well. Hookshot in right now. Sunstrike. There's the epicenter. Quattro not taking that much. He will fall. There's going to be the Haunt in. Trying to take 2 down. The call down's going to fly through, pushing them back. 40R grabs a kill. It's 2 for 1 thus far. Chicken MC is in, ready to fight. There's going to be the Shallow Grave looking for more. Trying to find anything, but 3 are already dead. The clock is bought back. The Sleight of Fist getting the kill. Now trying to find Tavo, but he's got the Aegis. There's the Shackles. 4 are dead. The only one to survive. No, the Sand King going down to the Flare. The Clockwork bought back just for that kill. Shadows of the Past getting team wiped, and we'll move further and further into a pretty big deficit already. So, and they're just going to call GG, and I kind of just was expecting that at this point, so.
Here we go. Relocate. Yeah, baby! Go out like a man. Joink taken down immediately. That's over, though. They can't play at their optimal level, I guess, or at least what they feel. I mean, the debate will continue on. It's hard to get a real opinion on what it is. You know, Brazilians play with serious ping when they play on the USD servers. This is an American tournament. You gotta be as fair as possible, but, you know, games go on.
Yeah, it certainly was frustrating to kind of see them continue to complain about that, and I do apologize for the outbursts earlier, but at the same time, it's fair to CNB to have this kind of thing happen. So the CNB will get the second victory, and a lot of it coming down to ping, perhaps you might argue. The first game was a bit closer than this one, obviously, but CNB, and we talked about it, they pretty much had to win this game, essentially. If Shadows of the Past kind of took this game, it would be evidence that maybe CNB weren't in the right mindset to begin with. So that'll be it for this series. We still have another series coming up here in just a little while. It's going to be at 9 p.m., and that'll be between Union Gaming and, I believe, Osiris, and that'll be a great 2-game series as well. Maybe we'll have another debate about, you know, ping issues and server issues and what have you. But as it stands now, we are going to jump into a quick commercial break, guys. Once again, my name is Mont. With me is Guy. You can follow us at twitter.com/Mont32 and twitter.com/Guy. Make sure you check out highground.tv if you're interested in the summit. Qualifying for the 8th American slot would be interesting to you. You could go ahead and check that out. That'll be on the website as well. Shout out to the sponsor, SteelSeries. You can check them out at steelseries.com and AmericanDotaLeague.com for all of your ADL information. So we'll take a break. We'll be right back, guys. Stick around.